So welcome to ERPNEXT. Welcome to this session. We want to discuss how to manage sales orders, or how to enter sales in ERPNEXT. In our case, we are dealing with this particular module, the selling module. So in the selling module, to use it, we need to help set the item, know which item we are selling, who we are selling to, and at what price, and what quantity we are dealing with. So if that is okay, then you can begin using this module. So to do that, you are supposed to set the customer, know which customer you are trying to sell to. Now, in the system, there's pre-configured customers. That means customers that we the business has already been dealing with. If you actually want to add a customer, you click Add Customer, and then you can edit this form. So in this form, you enter the customer name. You tell whether the customer is an individual or a company. Right, it's an individual or a company. And then account manager, you enter the account manager, which is the current user of the ERPNEXT or somebody else in the organization. You set the currency here. In our case, it's Ghana cedi. And then you select a default price here. In case this one is the default price. And then you add the contact here. Now that has already been done in our previous session. So I would encourage you to watch our previous session, which is purchase orders in ERPNEXT. So let's proceed with selling using the purchase and sales order module. So you can actually use a quotation module, but let's start with the sales order module, because sales order is when the customer and the seller are fully persuaded on what they want. Right, so you click sales order here. Then you actually click add sales order. So when you add sales order, you literally be sent to this page where you select a customer. Select a delivery date, and then you select the item code for the transaction. Right, so here let's assume that you already know how to set a customer. Let's add here Benedict as the customer, and then set a delivery date to Saturday, which is 4 days away. And then let's set the warehouse as stores warehouse. I told you that you can have multiple warehouses. Select which warehouse that you want. Create any warehouse that you want. If we click reserve stock, the item will be taken out of the stock virtually, which is within the system. So you won't be able to sell that item to any customer except the customer that has been selected here. And then here, item code, you can actually select item code here. Let's say the item you are selling is bread. And then here, the quantity, let's set the quantity to be 80 pieces. And then the price, 80 pieces. And the price, let's set it at 8 cedis. Set the price at 8 cedis. Right. So here, let's save it. And then let's submit it. Assuming that we are satisfied with the information that we enter, let's submit this information. Alright. So here you can see it says to deliver and bill. So we are supposed to deliver this stock from our warehouse to the customer, and the bill will be sent to the customer. In that case, the customer is the one paying the bill. In the purchase order section, you are the one paying the bill, but in the sales order, it's the customer that pays the bill. So in our case, reserved stock is actually selected, so this item would be reserved automatically for the customer. If you visit your stock summary, which is a way that you can actually know what quantity of stock you have in your warehouse, you can actually know. Let's go to stores warehouse, and then let's look for the item bread. So you find out that you have 200 here as the one that you bought, and 80 pieces as the one that has been reserved. So you have this 80 here, the one that you are dealing with at the moment. You get it? You have this 80 here, the one that you are dealing with. So reserve stock here is showing 80, right? Reserve stock here is showing 80. Now let us go back to our sales order. Okay, so our sales order, you have this quantity here. So to move to the next stage, you click create, and then you can actually select sales invoice to create a sales invoice for this particular transaction. So here you can actually update the quantity if we wanted to, but since that stock has been reserved, let's update the quantity to say 100, and then the price to say 7 CD 8 pesos, and then let's save that and let's submit it. It's slow because we have multiple programs open. If you had few programs open, you won't have that problem. Okay, so that you said this document is over limit by amount 140 for bread. So I think because we selected the reserve stock, let's uncheck it. To cancel it, you can actually click cancel here. This is something that we are going to learn going forward. Let's cancel it. So we're going to cancel all of this. All right. So he said this particular sales invoice must be deleted. So let's delete it because we don't need it. To click here. And then let's delete it. Now let's cancel this. So after cancelling, you can actually amend it by clicking here as amend. Right, and let's click here. Right, let's click here. Right, and then let's save it. Remember, we are actually making changes to the file. So let's click save, and let's submit it. Let's create a sales invoice against the transaction. So you save and you submit the sales invoice. And submit the sales invoice. If you are given an error, we'd have to change the item to some other item so that we can. Okay, so we went through. So here, so you can see that it says your sales invoice has not been paid for. It shows that it's been unpaid for. So you would have to make a payment against the transaction. If the customer decides to pay everything, you have the option to create a payment against this transaction. So click payment, and then after clicking the payment, you literally Select the mode of payment here as cash. Select the mode of payment here as cash. And then here, the amount that the customer paid is actually entered here, but it's actually editable. You can decide to enter, depending on how much the customer paid. The customer paid 600, you can enter. Customer paid 40 cedis, you can enter. The customer, you can actually make it negative. That's also possible. That means for whatever reason the amount paid is negative, you can enter, and then you can actually enter 1,000 here. 1,000 is when it's actually more than what you're supposed to enter. You see, if it's more than what you're supposed to, I think the paid amount cannot be negative. It can't be negative, it has to be positive. So you paid 1,000 here. That means if the customer is overpaying for the product, and the customer will have some form of credit with the business. So let's enter for this transaction. Let's say customer paid 300 cedis, because the customer buys on credit basis. If the customer doesn't buy on credit basis, you enter all the 640, and then you save and you submit. And then you submit that here. So if we revisit the sales invoice, it should show that the order has been fully paid for. Now in the meantime, you see that it's showing that on paper. When you refresh the page, you notice that the order has been fully paid for. Now after the payment is done in ERPNEXT, what is done is that the item is supposed to be received in the warehouse. So here it shows that it's been paid for. When you visit the sales invoice, you find out that this order has been paid for here. Now, the next thing to do after the sales invoice has been paid for is actually receive the stock in your warehouse. You click here, you go to, it's actually to deliver the item to the customer. So you click here, delivery, and then you save and you submit. So here you have to enter the quantity that you are sending to the customer, right? And then some other information. So normally, if all the items were delivered, you save and submit. If you delivered 40 that day, you enter 40. So remember, you still have 40 left to deliver. You see. So let's assume that we delivered 40 that day. Or we delivered 40 today. Let's save and submit. So you still have extra 40 to deliver to the customer. And this information can literally be printed out, so that can be shown. That will form some sort of evidence for the transaction that you did, right? So the delivery note here says that you sent 40 to the customer that day, right? 40 was sent. So the quantity, so here it's not showing how much is left to deliver. But when you look for the customer, you find out that the customer will have some items that need to be delivered to him. So the customer's name was Benedict. Let's say customer list, and we look for Benedict. You will find out that if you visit Benedict's dashboard, you will find out that there are some deliveries that are supposed to be done for Benedict. So if you come to delivery, so you're seeing that this one was completed. So this delivery was completed. Yes, but then if you visit the purchase orders, the sales orders, and then for Benedict, right, it is showing. You see that you go to the purchase order, the status or shows that to deliver. That means not all the items have been delivered. If you have completed, that means all the items have been delivered. So you click create and click delivery note. It's the same thing as deliver. click delivery note. So the 40 that is left is actually going to be delivered out of the 80 that you out of the 80. Or if you actually visited the sales invoice, you give an opportunity to enter another delivery. Click the sales invoice, right? You click create. You see it says deliver. If you click deliver, it will actually show that you have 40 left to deliver. If you enter 100, it should show you an error because that's not how much we're supposed to deliver. So let's enter 40. Then you save and submit. So either from the sales order, the purchase order, you can actually do that. So now it shows that the order has been fully delivered to the customer. It shows that the order has been fully delivered to the customer. Alright. So that's about it. So if you visit the sales order here, if you visit the sales order, you see that the order status shows that it's been completed successfully. You see, it's been completed. So it's been documented. It's been completed successfully. So now we don't owe any items to be sent to this customer, and the customer too doesn't owe us. So you see, it shows today. When you refresh it, it will show that the delivery has been completed successfully. So I'll end the session here. We'll continue later.